It was a fairly routine call. The sheriff and I met at the scene at about 6:45 a.m. and we were out in the pine forest and it had just rained the night before. The area was a bit swampy, the sun was starting to burn the moisture out of the dirt and trees, and there was a sort of fog forming. I remember getting out of my squad car, holding my first cup of coffee for the day, when one of the crime scene guys comes running past me toward the scene with a camera. There was a lot of commotion, and when I finally got up to the taped-off area, I saw what it was all about. Next to the body was the largest footprint I had ever seen.
Hey everybody, Joe Pass, the Squatchin Cowboy here, and I've got some great news for you. Tomorrow is July 12th, 2025, and that means that in Trinity, Texas, the people that made the movie, The Beast of Trinity, Texas, are having a big party down there, and they're going to be unveiling the movie poster that you see in the theaters. They're going to be letting us see the trailer to the movie, and they're going to announce when the movie is actually coming out. And they're having a Q&A thing with all the actors, I do believe. And no, I'm not going to be up there answering any questions, even though I think I should be getting an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in the 4 or 5 seconds that I was in the movie as an extra. That's right, I was just an extra, only in there 4 or 5 seconds. No big deal. But stay tuned. I'll give you everything you need to know in this video about the Beast of Trinity, Texas. I talked to Terry Weaver. He's the head honcho of the thing. And he said I could more than welcome to come down there and video everything except the trailer, which I can understand that. He wants to save that for when the movie comes out. So keep on watching and you'll get to see everything that happens at this big old party, and I'll talk to you later after the Q&A. Keep watching. Well, when we first got down to Trinity, Texas, it looked like it was going to be a nice day outside. And then when we finally got to the venue where they were going to hold the unveiling thing, you could see a storm was brewing. So for the first 30-45 minutes or so into the video, you'll be hearing a lot of rain. It was in a metal building, so it was really loud in there because of the rain. But we also got to meet a lady that had an interesting Bigfoot story down in Squatchin National Forest down in Louisiana. So let's get into the video. If you like it, please give me that thumbs up. That's all I care about. You don't even have to subscribe. Just hit that thumbs up button. Let's get into the unveiling of the Beast of Trinity, Texas. Well, we made it here. It's storming like a son of a gun outside too. Probably tornado's going to hit. But I'll spin around, let you look around and see what everything is like.
And I am a producer for the movie that we are all here for today. So I am super happy to see all of your lovely faces, especially considering the weather. Thank you so much for braving the rain. Let me back up a little bit. There we go. I wanted to just make a couple of announcements for you all, besides, of course, you know, the welcome in. Again, we're super glad that we're here. I wanted to recognize a few people firsthand who are here. If you look over here to my left, there is a beautiful handmade sculpture, and that was crafted by Lynn Heverell, who is right over there. If you want to raise your hand, Lynn. She is absolutely amazing. She's in our art department for the film, and she also is our costume designer, and just, she's amazing. She's extraordinary and just an absolute ray of sunshine, and we absolutely adore her. And with that being said, if you look to my right, you will see this mannequin over here by the green screen. This costume was actually worn in our film, and the sculpture that you saw over here actually makes an appearance in the film as well. So yeah, Lynn did this as well, and we just wanted everyone to be able to admire it and see it. And if you want a picture beside it or a picture beside the sculpture, you're absolutely more than welcome to do that as well. And I also wanted to recognize Tim Colomer. You want to stand up or raise your hand? There he is, right back over there. So if you look behind him, right by that window to the right of the door, you will see a painting. And Tim is the artist for that. And the sculpture and the painting by Lynn and Tim are both for sale tonight. And I wanted to let you guys get first dibs on that. So if you're interested in purchasing the sculpture or the beautiful painting, talk to Lynn, talk to Tim, you know who they are. And make sure to take some time to go admire their pieces of work because they're absolutely amazing. And like I said, all three of these pieces, the painting, the costume and the sculpture all make an appearance in the Beast of Trinity, Texas on screen. So you'll definitely get to see those pieces featured. And if I do say so myself, they look great on camera, courtesy of our director of photography, Jordan Bradley, right back there in the back. At the end of the night. However, these here, this is our original poster that was made over a year ago. And we will not be printing any more of these. And what's cool about this one is every single person that you see here in this poster picture is actually here tonight or will be arriving at about 5 o'clock, Lord willing, you know, because of the weather. But all that to say, this is probably your last chance, definitely your last chance to get one of these posters. So grab them while they're hot. And then we also have this here, this little diagram, if you will, that you see. So as you know, a Sasquatch makes an appearance in the film, if I do say so. But these were, not this one here, but if you look at these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you look at these 7, right here, these 7 drawings, these were made by one of the other people in our art department. These are like renderings. Some of the designs we were toying around with for the beast that is seen in the film. None of them were actually used. You won't see the one that actually made the cut that we decided on until you watch the movie. But these were some that we were toying around with. So this is just a pretty cool little souvenir. And we've got these here only today as well. So grab one of these. And now without further ado, we wanted to give you guys a little treat and play a behind the scenes, an exclusive behind the scenes video just of how the film was made. So I'm gonna stop talking your ear off and I'm gonna let you watch it. Thank you all again for being here today.
Thank you, Lizzie.
Who's the true star of the movie? Well, as much as I would like to say, you know, a human actor, it's definitely the Beast. There have been quite a few Bigfoot movies made, and to highlight a couple, Legend of Boggy Creek, kind of legendary status there. Harry and the Hendersons is probably my favorite. That's probably because I was a kid when it came out and I loved it. The costume that they did for that movie is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It was super important that we made something that was going to look good, because most of what you can just buy, order online, or buy off the shelf, they are absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. I mean, they're laughable. No wonder why this guy stays hidden. I mean, all these mock-ups for him. So we started super early on our Beast costume, and we spent a lot of time on it. When we started putting together designs for our costume, we really only had like 2 bits of inspiration. One was this Sasquatch that I found online, and it looked pretty gnarly. I was like, okay, that could do it. And then we had one other that one of our producers found. It comes from the new Star Wars, Boba Fett, the Black Chrysanthemum Bounty Hunter. We found an image of this and we thought, wow, that's cool. And I got in contact with an artist here locally. Her name is Lynn Peverill, and she's done a lot of great things. And we met up, and I kind of told her what we were after, showed her a couple images, and I said, can you sketch something for us? She brought back some really cool images. In fact, she did some storyboarding for the film. We got close. but we both agreed that we needed to find another artist to do a sketch, almost like a 3D sketch for our beast. I was put in contact with a guy named Andy Zabo, and so we started doing some 3D modeling and some images and some sketches, and Andy took a couple weeks to sketch out like 10 or 12 different beast designs. Pretty cool stuff. And he brought them back to me, and I was like, whoa, we've got a lot of options here. So every couple of weeks, Andy and I would review the images and say, okay, we're close, but let's try this, let's combine these two. And he would come back with some more artistic renditions and modeling. And I was like, okay, we've narrowed it down. Now we found our beast. And then we had to figure out how to build this thing. I found a couple up in Ohio, and Jeremy and Mally, the owners, they build these incredible masks, and Jeremy and Mally were passionate about building the beast. And it was a pretty detailed process. They had to do some 3D modeling. We had to scan, our actor's face, and then they could work on that model. And they actually had to build that mask out of clay. It was a very in-depth process. And that's just for the mask. Lynn came on as our costume designer, and she oversaw the entire beast kind of construction. And I think she said that she put in over 300 hours creating the costume. We had to make this thing look amazing. And the one goal that we had the entire time was, we gotta have a convincing beast. And I think we worked on just the costume from idea to finally having it ready to try on our actor. It must have been 8 months. Well, then we had to have a team apply the costume. We had a team of people working on the beast costume with our actor. We had Lynn Peverell, who was kind of like the leader of the project. We had Lizzie Camp, one of our producers. We also had Farah on our team who helped get the beast together. And we had another gentleman, Agwe, who had a special assignment, and he worked on his special assignment for months. And it is a highly top secret assignment that you'll see in the film, but we can't really tell you what it is because it would spoil some things. And I think that when you see the Beast of Trinity, Texas, you're going to be blown away. I'm so happy with what we've created. It's going to be the next Texas cult classic. Just wait.
Trip with my husband, and we decided to take a detour into Kashashi Forest. Kashashi Forest has no cell phone signal, by the way. He wanted to show me waterfalls, and we didn't tell anybody we were there either. That was the worst part. So he kept turning down dirt roads after dirt roads after dirt roads, and the roads kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller, to the point where we were in little bitty dirt roads, and he couldn't put the GPS coordinates to the waterfall in because there was no signal. So it's getting dark, and he decides to turn the car around, and he pulled into this, it was a little lean-to with hay in it, and he pulled in and started to back up, and I looked up, and in the trees on the side of the lean-to was probably about 6, 7, at least 7 foot tall. It had reddish brown hair, and it was standing straight up against the tree and staring at us non-stop. And it wasn't scared, it just kept staring at us. So that scared me because it wasn't moving, just watching us. And I started beating on him to turn the car around, and he never got a good look at it. But there's no bears in Kashashi Forest. And I thought I probably just saw a bear standing up, but there's no bears, but there are Bigfoot sightings. It was at dusk. Yep. So that is my Bigfoot story. About 10 years ago.
mistakes kind of make movies too. It's awesome.
Again, I played Miles Devereaux, the sheriff deputy. One of my favorite moments was, I think we were filming down in Galveston, and we had to film a scene driving back home. And that was the moment that I realized I'll probably not make the best cop, because I was definitely watching the freeway and seeing everybody slow down as I'm driving down the freeway. So that was pretty cool to see how much people are aware when you're in a cop car. So that was pretty fun.
I played Colonel Carl Roberts, and kind of the leader of the military crew up on the bridge, battling the construction crew trying to tear down the bridge. And I was really honored to be a part of that scene with all you military vets there in the VFW hall, and everybody from Trinity. Y'all really pitched in and added a lot to the whole film in general. And I just want to thank y'all for what y'all did. But that scene on the bridge was, I think, one of the most inspiring ones I've been in a long time. I appreciate that. Thank you.
My favorite scene in Aaron, I really liked that scene where I laid in a bed and had a talk with my set dad, and only because I got to relax.
Again, I play Shiva. It's a small character, but it has a pivotal role. And in this particular scene, without spoiling, I had to run, but I had recently broken my ankle in real life. So I was thinking, like, how am I going to do this without making it look caricaturesque? I was just like, I don't know how they're doing it, but we're going to make it work. So it was interesting, it was challenging, but it was fun and memorable.
The favorite part of filming this for me was the fact that pretty much every scene I have in this is with Terry. Terry and I met in acting class years ago, and it was just a big honor to get to act with him and watch his vision come to life. Something that I kind of was brought in on pretty early, and just got to watch him do something that a lot of people in this room don't realize how difficult this feat is that he pulled off, obviously with the help of a lot of people. But to get to act with him and see his vision come to life was definitely my favorite part of this whole thing.
Well, Terry was looking for a big game hunter, and we ended up doing the scene between Terry and I in my great room. And when we do these scenes, you do them from every angle, up close, far away, so the ultimate editing can come out like they wanted. At the very end, the director came up and he said, "Boy, Doc, I mean, you're like a natural actor." And I said, "Okay, before you get too excited, I'm playing me in my house. How hard can that be?"
Yeah, so this particular time, I think we were in the office, right? We were in the office, and I forgot my lines, and I was frustrated with myself. And I didn't know the cameras were still rolling, and I slapped myself, and they got it on camera. So, yeah, I mean, it's, with everyone, we're pretty easy going. I mean, it happens. There's a lot going on, and the biggest thing is to keep going. A lot of times, because sometimes you can improvise, and that's the biggest thing when you're on stage or you're performing anytime. The audience doesn't know that you messed up unless you let it be known. And so it allows for a lot of improvisation as well. So.
Thanks, Darl. Paul. Yes, sir. Okay, this is my dad, by the way. Okay.
Tell us about the range of your locations and
My parents are awesome. That is a great question. I will share the locations, kind of where we filmed. I can take that one. But then I want to pass the mic down to each of you guys, especially for those of you who filmed multiple days, which I think was almost all of you. Yeah, and share with everyone your favorite location of the film with, of course, not spoiling anything. So we filmed in a variety of different locations, honestly, across the state. Primarily, of course, we filmed here in Trinity and in Groveton. We filmed also up in Crockett and Grapeland, Conroe, Galveston. Am I missing anything, guys? Huh? Oh my gosh, that's a big one. Thank you. We also filmed out in Marfa, Texas. If you guys have ever heard of the Marfa lights, that whole phenomenon, that's out in West Texas. So, and you'll see a little bit of that later. But yeah. Huntsville? Did we film in Huntsville? Oh, that's right. Yes, so these are actually some of our location managers who live in Huntsville. Thank you, Martha. Yes, yes. So as you can tell, a very wide variety of locations we filmed in. And now I'm going to let each of these fabulous folks tell you their favorite one.
My brain is really bad because I just drove by it, but it was the bar scene. Back porch bar and grill. Yes, I think it was my first shooting location too. So it was just a very magical experience, a great atmosphere. I don't drink, but I don't go to bars, so I mean I had nothing really to go on. But it was a great experience. Great people to work with that day. Just everyone made it feel authentic because I've never been to a bar, so I'm assuming that's what bars are like. So thank you for that experience.
Mine was it Grapeland at the meeting place. Yeah, so that was mine just because there's a lot of action there. It's pretty intense, so I really enjoyed that part. Me and Terry had a lot of time together doing that, so that was my favorite.
I'd say the coolest spot was the Colonel's house where we shot, where I was living at. The incidents that come up in that scene, but it was a really beautiful house that we shot in up in the middle of the woods near Livingston and all. And just to give you an idea of how filming works, I got there at 4 in the afternoon on a Saturday, and I believe we started shooting my scene at about 3 in the morning, maybe 2 in the morning, and we were done about 5 o'clock in the morning. And then I got in the car and headed back home about 2 hours to home. But it's a long day shooting, but it's really fun. And just the things that you see how they make the magic happen. It's just amazing. So I think y'all are going to really be impressed with how this turns out. Thank you.
So my favorite was Galveston because
everyone was Galveston. Just kidding.
Why, but why?
Why? Okay, I guess we'll know later.
I only shot at one location, and it was here in Trinity, and I really liked it. It was perfect for what was about to happen in the scene, and it set the mood perfectly for it. So we'll get to see it, and then you'll let us know what you think.
My favorite.
Well, Terry and I got together when he was explaining the script to me, and he was saying, Doc, can you help me with some of these places? And we did several of them in Grapeland, sort of on the Crockett-Grapeland line. I think my favorite scene, Darl, is just what you're talking about, is the Grapeland taxidermy board that you nailed it, buddy. You nailed a good one, and I thought that scene was so good. And when Terry and I had time to review some of this, there is some editing that occurs, and I said, you shouldn't have edited anything out of this. I said, this was an incredible scene. He went, Doc, this would have been a 3+ hour movie. He said, our first one cannot be gone with wind. We've got to pare it down a little bit. So I want to tell you, the scenes were incredible. From that on the river to the fog, I mean, it was just, the effects of this movie are just going to set you back in the seat.
Jeez. Yeah. I mean, I have so much appreciation for our cast, and like Lance said, we met in acting class, and I spent some time at Next Level Acting Studios where Lizzie Camp is in it. She's an instructor there. And I met Lance there, I met Lizzie there, I met Clara there, and these are the standout people from that studio. There's hundreds of people that went through there, but to have these people involved in the film is pretty incredible, and they all blew me away. I mean, they were on script. To answer the question, there wasn't much improv. Yes, there was some improv in the dancing because I can't dance, but they're just amazing. When I saw Lance and Clara and Lizzie act, I'm like, gosh, man, we got to put these guys. And Will's here. These guys are incredible actors, and I just had a blast. We got incredibly lucky with our cast and our crew and our producers. I feel super blessed. These guys are amazing. So I hope that answers. I have so many favorite moments. The whole reason I wanted to do a behind the scenes DVD is because there's so much cool stuff that happened during this filming process. Yeah, so much cool stuff. So can you guys give our actors a round of applause? Okay, I didn't, so basically the way this movie came about is I wrote a script, and my wife, Shelley Weaver, right over there, she backed me 100%, and I said, okay, we're gonna start filming this movie, we got a complete script, and we're gonna start filming it September 31st, basically a year from when we finished the script. I didn't know how we were gonna do it, I just said, hey, we can figure this thing out. And I did a lot of praying, and I did a lot of stressing, and I drank a lot of coffee, and I talked to a lot of people, and some amazing people came out of the woodwork. So if you guys were either a cast member, crew member, extra, location manager, prop master, if you did makeup, would you guys just stand up in the room so you can see how many people are involved in this thing? Just here. Pretty friggin' incredible. Trinity and Trinity County embraced the project, Sheriff Woody and Mayor Billy Gooden, and I just had some really good people like Paulette Carson. Where you at, Paulette? Can you stand up? So she made some great connections. Paulette is a gem. You got to get to know Paulette. She's a leader in the community, and she connected me with Dr. John McCall. I see you for an entire week, and he's here tonight because he's committed and he loves this project. That's the level of commitment that the people in this community and the people in this room brought. So I wanted to bring Jordan up here. Jordan is our director of photography. He's the guy in charge of all the images in the film. And when I tell you this film looks awesome, I'm just going to let the trailer speak for me. He's also our editor. And Jordan has a lot of experience. He won't tell you this, but he's worked with Tom Cruise, he's worked with Quentin Tarantino, he's worked with Michael Mann, he's worked with the big dogs. So for me to get a guy like Jordan to come on board for a small independent film in the $500,000 range was a freaking miracle. So Jordan, you want to talk for a second and just kind of share kind of some highlights or thoughts on the film?
Jordan!
Yeah, I came on this project at the 11th hour. Maybe a week before we started shooting. And I think the biggest highlight of the film for me is just the community, the people that Terry found and the team that he built, because it was really like a family. And making a film, you really want to be a part of a family, because you work 12-hour days, and then you go home and you sleep for hopefully 8 hours, and then you go do it all again. Because you've got to drive places, and you've got to pack trucks, and lots of stuff, and there's coordinating tons of things, like, you know, are we going to get food? You know, did we tell the people what time we're going to get food? You know? And I think on top of all that, I mean, I think Terry did an amazing job putting together and leveraging everything that the community has to offer in Trinity and the surrounding places. This film has so many locations in it, and it really has locations that a big budget film should have. And it really kind of worked some magic to be able to do that, because we would go to multiple locations every day, usually 2 or 3. So yeah, I guess that's kind of my highlights of it.
You got a favorite scene?
Favorite scene? Probably the scene at the taxidermy shop. It's at Sportsman's.
Sportsman's Memory Shop.
Yeah, Sportsman's Memory Shop, and it's just a cool scene. Terry and Darl bust the door down. There's customers that are surprised. They've got their pistols drawn, and they're looking for the bad guy, and it's exciting. So.
Hey guys, help me give a round of applause to this guy. He's amazing. Okay, there's some cool things that I wanted to do. There's some memorabilia from the film that I just wanted to kind of hand out to people because I think you guys are awesome. And I wanted to find out who came the farthest. I know we have people from Louisiana here, and we have people from like East Louisiana. This gentleman, who else from Louisiana? Where?
Naples, Italy.
Naples, Italy. Is that? Come up here. Hey, these are stickers. Like if you watch the movie really close, these are sheriff stickers. They're Titus Ridge. He's the fictitious sheriff of Trinity County. So you'll see those in the film. That's for you, buddy. Have fun. I don't know what you're gonna do with it, but have fun. And then where are our Louisiana people? Okay, right here. We got some. Come up here, Louisiana, folks. Yeah. Anybody further than Louisiana? Where are you from? Jersey. Come on up here. This is pretty incredible. Florida? Yeah, come up here. Here. Could you help me pass out some of these? These are kind of cool. Do we have people from San Antonio? I saw somebody maybe from San Antonio. Can you guys come up here real quick? We've got these. You'll see these in the film. There's this organization. It's called the USCRC. Now, you won't get this until you watch the movie, but these are kind of cool. You really gotta you gotta see the movie to check those out. I don't know what you'll do with them, but again, they're yours. Anybody else from far away? I think this is pretty cool. We're revealing the trailer tonight, guys, and people drove from like crazy far distance. Anybody else from like way far away? Half a mile? You don't get a sticker, buddy. Sorry. Magnolia. Hey, Rick, come on up here, man. Rick is one of our like outstanding extras. He plays a mercenary in the film, and he's just been a huge ambassador for this film, so I want to give you one. And really, I just wanted to say thanks to you guys. Okay, we're going to show you guys our trailer here in a minute, but I just wanted to go over a couple things. I got some notes here. You guys doing okay? Is this been cool? Right on. Who's the most excited about the Beast of Trinity, Texas? My wife. Okay, one story about my wife. I came to my wife about 3 months before we were going to start filming, and it was just before we lost our director, okay? And I said, babe, we don't have enough money to make this movie, and I want to use our savings. And she said, one, we didn't have nearly enough savings to make this movie, but she said, Terry, there's no way. You're not going to use our savings to make the movie. Go out and find the movie. And if that wouldn't have happened, one, we wouldn't have enough money to make the movie, and two, I wouldn't have gone out and busted my ass and found people like Doc and Brenda and Blake, so thank you, baby, for saying no. Yeah. Okay, so again, all of the actors that are on our posters are here tonight, and I just want to thank our actors because Our actors not only drove in from Dallas and all over the place, some of them bought tickets before I had a chance to invite them, and some of them bought tickets and they're serving people here tonight. Where's Belle? Belle, you haven't even been up here. So raise your hand in the back. She's been serving people all night long. She bought a ticket, she drove like 100 miles to come up here and hang out with you guys. Donna, you didn't get to come up here. Can you stand up and raise your hand? She's from way up in North Texas. She has a really cool role in the film. You're gonna love her character. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about. I wanted one quick story. I was driving home the last day of filming, and my youngest son is here, Liam. He was in the car. Raise your hand, buddy. And we were wrapping this thing up, and I'm like getting all sentimental. And I'm like, Liam, I want to tell you something. You can literally dream anything you want up. Dream anything you want up. It doesn't matter the size, doesn't matter how big it is. And if you have the right people around you, and if you have the right passion about your project, you can do anything you want. And this room's a testament to that. So, from me to you guys, including everybody that bought a ticket to come here tonight, thank you for helping make this dream come to life. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, Doc. Hey, Doc, would you stand up real quick? Okay, this is Dr. John McCall. Not only is the big game hunter and kicked butt in the film, thank you. He's also one of our executive producers. So thanks for being here, Doc. He's the founder of Stealth Vision. We got his high-powered scopes. This is the hat that I'm wearing, Stealth Vision, in the rifle. I mean, in the movie, it's pretty rad. You'll see it. So thank you, Doc, for everything, man. Now, thank you. We're opening the tickets to the world premiere tonight. Okay? We had to do this energy in it. I'm kind of getting, I got chills. Yeah, Belle's got chills. Who else has chills? Woo! I think we got a beast on our hands. So, hey, you guys hang out as long as you want. Help us eat the rest of the food. Mix, mingle, take pictures, spend some time with us. I'm going to have our actors. We want all the actors that are on the posters to come over here and sign posters. If you guys need a poster, you can go back there. I don't know if I'll ever have all of our actors on the posters, both posters, in the same room again. So we want to make sure we sign the posters that want to get them signed. But you guys hang out, have fun. When this thing comes out, it's gonna be amazing. So thank you guys. We love you. Thank you.